Well, hey guys, hi, Brent Abel here, WebTennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot? Yours truly with the serve. My good buddy Bruno Walker, my practice partner on this day at the world famous Berkeley Tennis Club a few years ago. We got a little practice session going on. And what I want to work on today is helping you a little bit with anticipation, right? And anticipation is basically what shot do you think is coming next, right, from your opponent? And so with the first volley, and I think we stopped at, I think the image that I put up there is right about here. Volley lands there. And so anticipation in this situation would be, well, what shots are most likely in Bruno's mind? And some of that is, generic. When you get a player pulled out wide like this or stretched out, what shots in general do players choose? But then you've got to kind of also take it one level deeper in terms of what is your opponent? What are their tendencies? And their tendencies might be slightly different than the norm. So you have to kind of calculate those things. But do I think in this particular situation that Bruno can rip a topspin cross-court roller? I don't. Do I think he can rip it down at my feet? I really don't think so. Can you rip it up the line? Again, I've got him stretched out. I just don't think it's a possibility. If he does, and like any other time that we, play an approach shot or we play serve and volley like this point, I'm more than happy to give up, a little thing up the line. If he can somehow get over there and roll it short angle cross court over here, fine and dandy. And if he wants to go for the highlight topspin backhand roller lob, okay, I'm willing to hedge my bets and to say that, or I'm willing to risk and say, that's fine. If you can do that, more power to you. And does it happen from time to time? Of course. It does happen from time to time. Sometimes it happens unintentionally. You could see a guy who's thinking, I'm going to go ahead and play this thing up the line and shank it and hit a perfect topspin lob winner, right? We can't do anything about that. So my whole thing here is I'm thinking, I don't need to close. I don't need to be up inside, halfway inside the cervix box, because I'm thinking the chances are very high that he's going to take this and have to lob it. Right? And so why would I close? I'm not. Even if he rips it somewhere, I'm thinking that I don't need to close, number one, because of the lob. But number two, if he does rip it, I've got a wide open court. I don't have to close on this just because. So, yeah, and look, here it is. It's just simple little overhead in there to close out the point. So, this is less about what's the right shot episode. This is way more about calculating. What do you think are the actual realistic, real-life shots that your opponent, let me get it past the first serve here. What do you think are the realistic possibilities that your opponent can play? And again, it's in general. What do most players choose in this situation? But what is this player in particular most likely going to do? And so if that's the case, that does determine your court position, right? What's the whole premise of what's the right shot? Shot choice plus court positioning. And I've got no business on this volley of coming in and thinking, well, I got to close the net like a monster and be all over it, because why would I do that? I wouldn't, because the chances are 98.3% that a lob is coming, and so I'm not going to close. Hope that makes sense. Look, would love to hear your feedback down below in the comment section. Any questions, any comments, any remarks, let me know about today's episode, or maybe there's something else in your mind. Or if you want to keep it private, shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. Look, I'm going to play this point in real time, and I'll play it a slow-mo version And then look, at the end of this video too, I'm showing you some samples, some examples of my slice backhand. If you're struggling at all with your slice, your underspin backhand drive, and you want to get it figured out, stop being a DIYer, a do-it-yourselfer, I've got 3 habits in the course that I want you to take a look at. And that's coming up at the end of this video. The link for that information page is down below in the description area. All right, guys, look, as always, any questions, Brent@webtennis.com. And it's time. We got to get out there. That's right, out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, definitely see you again next time. Well, hey, it is Brent back here with you. Really hope you enjoyed this episode of What's the Right Shot. And yeah, if you're still trying to figure out your one-handed backhand slice, your underspin drive, right, where it's not floating and sitting up for your opponent, then what I've got for you is a course I want you to check out below. There is a link down below in the description area that will take you to an information page, because there's really 3 habits that we've got to have on this backhand slice. Especially for something like this where we just saw it, where you're taken out wide and maybe you want to play a little dropper off of it. Here are a couple of points from a match I played a while ago. And look, if you think you always have to topspin a backhand passing shot, you don't. And here are a couple examples of how you can actually play a really controlled slice underneath your opponent and be good. So look, if you want some help with the slice backhand, down below, there's a link. Click it, and it'll take you to an information page, and you get a lot more details on what's in the course. And there are several bonus courses in the package as well. Any questions, Brent@webtennis.com.